is the first time that Piccolo is overhearing the fact that all of his people
what are you watching
are
again?
dead.
I want to see where the guy comes from. Like, where did C-17 come from? Or what's his name?
They're on the way to fight them. All right, everybody, we're getting this kicked off. We're not going to go fully in like hardcore. It's kind of like the startup. Tonight, I am joined with Mr. Jiggyfly9. We're going to be discussing Dragon Ball Super. Primarily,
hey, everybody.
Primarily, the new chapter that has just dropped for the manga, chapter 53. We're going to just do a small, mild summary on it, show some panels of the manga itself, and then give a real brief description of it. We're not going to go into detail like most people do on YouTube. You could definitely go and people like Unrelent Gaming, you can go look him up, and he does an entire narrative and run through of the chapters. He does it for pretty much every chapter. So if you do want to just sit down and learn about it in detail, that's a good YouTuber to check out. So I see no problem in promoting him about that, because that's not what we're here to do. We're not going to narrate the whole thing to you. I'm just going to give you a basic description. We're going to give our thoughts about it, and then we're going to drop our theories about the future and what could happen with this arc and what will possibly be the future of the anime. If you want to say some hellos again.
This is Mr. Jiggyfly here. I would actually really like to find out more information about when they plan on starting the anime, because I'm super excited to see another fully animated episode, action-packed, right? I know obviously the first episode isn't going to be action-packed, but if they start the first episode and they do that, they're going to keep going. So
we gotta do something with the mic, because you're not getting picked up like I do. And you're just either not talking as loud as me, or
okay. Well, then maybe this should be a little bit better. I'm really excited.
There you go.
Like I was trying to say, I'm really excited to see the animation pick back up. Can't wait for the next episode of that.
We might get an echo, guys. I'm gonna get a moderation tab set up for our podcast. And then I'm probably going to... Oh!
What's that?
It's already out. Oh, we might actually... We might do this podcast, take a short break, and do a new podcast even after that. You might get 2 podcasts. Depends on how Mr. Jiggyfly feels. I'm good. I can stay up late. It's up to him.
I'm ready for a late night podcast. Who's with me?
Yeah, you guys definitely might get a Star Wars podcast after this, because the final trailer is showing up to me on my feed. We're not going to talk about that right now. I have to hurry up and get away from it.
Have self-restraint, man.
All right, here we go. I'm going to activate this. I don't know if I want to just...
Maybe just turn the volume down a little bit on the computer.
I want to do the share. And I like doing watch parties. They're real cool for moderation.
Whatever works. I think the watch party worked out really well last night.
Here, just engage them, just talk to people for a little bit while I get ourselves, set up.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind. Set us up our watch party and get ourselves in motion.
Well, while Hamster Sandwich sets up our little chat area and our moderation, I hope you guys are all warming up to the subject and familiarizing yourselves with the manga. What chapter was this? 53? 53?
Yes.
Yeah. So I hope you guys are checking out. If you haven't seen it, go check it out now. Either read it while we are talking about it, or you can go check out Unrelent Gaming. He has I guess it's not so brief video on the actual details of the manga, if you'd like to have it narrated to you, which is actually a great way to watch it, or a great way to see it, I should say. But either way, get caught up with that real quick, so it's not a spoiler when we tell you about what's going on because it's getting really interesting. And I'm actually kind of excited for a little side character that's been my favorite character in the series for a long time. And I'm sure this hint is going to give it away, but he's been one of my favorite characters in the series since the Cell Saga because he becomes one of the most powerful characters. And of course, we're talking about Gohan. But it's good to see that he's actually being, brought back into the story again.
Yeah, they're subtly trying to do it with the Tournament of Power arc, where our first half of Dragon Ball Super ended just recently. I thought they were going to do more with him. He was talking about, like, he did good against Goku. He was also talking about how, like, oh, I'm going to move further and evolve, but I'm going to do it differently. And it kind of was like a hint, like, oh, you guys might get to see some new Gohan stuff and, like, see what he can do. And we didn't get that, but he did do well in the tournament.
Yeah, and it almost kind of it felt like he was alluding to, not to take anything away from Vegeta's Blue Evolved, but it almost felt like he, Gohan himself was going to introduce a new form almost. Like that's what I had hoped for and was kind of excited whenever I heard him say that. But like Hamster Sandwich just said, it never came to fruition during the Tournament of Power. So, I mean, he did show up and use his wits to help everyone survive, which I'm sure, I would actually have to say, I would bet that if it wasn't for Gohan, they might not have been able to win the Tournament of Power because
they did take out some key opponents,
right.
Definitely.
Maybe they would have, but it would have been a hell of a lot more difficult.
Right. He did really good teamwork with Piccolo. I like how they had that little battle with the other Namekians and the two other fighters from the other, I forget what universe they were from, but there were a couple really good team fights between master and student.
Like 11 or something.
And it was really, really cool to see them fighting together. Some of the fights they were getting their ass whooped, but like they used their techniques and they're just basically showing that they're the two smartest fighters, and then them together, they basically like prevailed.
Can't be topped.
Pretty much. That is the one upside about Gohan being pretty like educated, is that he's actually smarter than Goku, but if he got the same battle logic as Goku
or experience
and experience, he would be like scary.
Yeah, frightening. Imagine if he went evil.
Yeah, but he wouldn't do that. He's too.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I mean, imagine he did, and it wasn't like a son has to kill his father. It was like a father has to kill his son because his son is evil.
That's the thing, Goku.
But nobody's ever done that.
Goku could do it. Like, Goku's not that great of a person. Like, he's really not. Vegeta's a better person than he is.
You're right. I mean, especially with the way that he acted in the Tournament of Power arc.
Well, he engaged it, but in the same sense, he kind of gave the universes fighting chance.
Yeah.
Because they would have got a race no matter what. And that wouldn't have went well. Because nobody would have been able to actually, like, try to stop it, where he was able to give everybody a chance to try by orchestrating that tournament. But then the whole time they try to explain that the Grand, like, Zeno was foreseeing everything.
We're just having a quick discussion about the animation and the Tournament of Power before we get into the newest chapter of the manga.
And basically, yeah, you guys are probably all getting my mass invites to the watch party. Those of you, I'm sorry if it annoys you. I appreciate you clicking on it and counting a view onto the video. It definitely helps.
We love you always.
Yeah. And then not being a dick. Like I said, we love you, but then we definitely love you guys that partake in the videos.
Yeah, actually participating in the chat. It's very much appreciated.
That's why it's a little bit of a slow start. So that's why I'm not too eager to jump on the topic, and then I am kind of just basically inviting everybody, trying to get you all in here.
Well, we could also say that again that we plan on having another podcast after this. If you guys want to stay tuned for the new Star Wars trailer.
Oh yes.
So shit, if you are bored with this right now and you want to come back right whenever we're about to start topic, go watch the trailer right now.
It's gonna be nice. I can't wait to see it. I'm surprised. I forgot that it would have been aired right now because it probably aired just recently. Today's Monday. It probably aired during football.
I could see that. That's a viable strategy.
Yeah, this was the first one that also hits TV as well. This is like the actual trailer. The other ones are kind of still considered teasers. Alright,
Well,
I'm gonna click a few more of you guys, and then I think I got a ton of you already. You guys will come in at your own leisure.
Hopefully you stick around and throw a few questions in the chat or even partake in the discussion because we would love for you to be a part of it.
Probably like getting to people that are never even online anymore. Alright,
So
we're good on that.
back to the tournament power now. Gohan and Piccolo were dominating. And I feel like that was clutch for them to do what they did for Universe 7 to be the victors of the entire thing.
It was definitely good. They had good fights. I just wish Gohan wouldn't have got knocked out as quickly as he did.
Yeah, I felt the same way. But what can you do? Like I said, I was really hoping for him to come out with a new form and just bust down and start brawling, right? Taking people down. Maybe not being like as strong as Super Saiyan Blue, but maybe he could even hit that thing that happened to Trunks during the what's his name? Zamasu arc, right? Like they just threw that out the window. Like, nah, we had that and it's gone, right? Like,
Yeah.
nobody else ever achieved that. But you know what that could have been? That could have been showing that Vegeta, like it could have been a precursor to Vegeta's blue evolved form, right? Because that's his bloodline.
Right.
And he evolved Super Saiyan to something, right? Like, what was that form called again? Rage.
Yeah. It was really good. It was basically, I don't know, it looked like a mixture of like God Blue with Super Saiyan.
Yeah, exactly.
It was really wild.
And he obviously was competing with the level of, Super Saiyan God, right? At least because he was fighting with Zamsu, and they were fighting him, like he was taking on 2 Super Saiyan Blue. So, but yeah, so that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Goku do. I want to see Gohan be badass, and it didn't quite happen. And I also was thinking just now, I thought maybe Super Saiyan Rage was a precursor to Super Saiyan Evolve form to try to hint at Vegeta's bloodline being special, right? So maybe in this new arc, let's not get too far into the discussion, but anyway, that I might have a cool twist later on in the discussion whenever we reach that point when we're talking about our theories on the future of the manga and essentially the animation. And I could see it going for quite a while because I think it's going to get real interesting. Or it might have to be rebooted soon because people are getting way too strong. know what I'm saying, Scoob? Scooby-Doo here with us, everyone.
Mhm.
If you didn't hear him walk by earlier. Huh, Pup? Good boy.
Sorry, I'm getting something
So-
together for when we start talking about the manga chapter.
Yeah, we're going to have some B-roll footage for you. We're going to do this like a real discussion, like almost like we're professionals. We're almost professional. We'll call you Professional Pup. Professional Pup Scooby-Doo. Anyway. So, what about Gohan fighting Jiren? Would that have been a cool thing? I feel like I said, had Gohan been able to pull out a new form, rah! Right? Or even just pull out Rage, what happens when Gohan goes Super Saiyan Rage, right? How strong is he compared to Trunks? Right?
All right.
So maybe he can compete with Jiren in Super Saiyan. Like maybe Gohan would be able to compete with Jiren for a little while, at least. You know, maybe not max power Jiren, but either way, I think that would have been a really cool twist to have something like that. But I'm not in control of it. And you saw Gohan got knocked out pretty early, but he did really well. That's kind of what they were kind of like, we gotta make him do something cool so we can get rid of him. So we can focus on the other characters. Like these weird, very, very weird characters like the Ribrurian and the whole love universe. And what was the guys that had the letters? Or no, that was the one guy, right? He had the different superpower with the letters. Like the cheesy guys. Like they wanted to get rid of Gohan. Make him do something badass so we can get to some cheese. I guess I can't argue with them. They have to do some filler, you know. But, and then, like, what we see nowadays is that fillers kind of episodes instead of, like, here's a filler arc because people fucking hated that. And an entire episode, I hated that too, where it'd be like, all of a sudden, they're on the beach having a picnic. Like, no, they were just dying or fighting for their life. What is going on here? Where are we? Like, no, well, some of the animators are on vacation, so this is what you get, I guess. You get a filler. But, yeah, I don't know. But nowadays, it seems like they kind of condense filler down into, like, scenes or, like, maybe here's some part of an episode, right? Some stupid stuff. And then there might be some cool stuff. So you could consider that a filler episode because it has minimal content. Minimal major content, I should say. Major storyline progress. So let's start discussing our topic, shall we?
Yeah.
Today's discussion is about chapter 53 of the Dragon Ball Super manga.
And I apologize.
Do you know what the arc is called?
It's the prisoner.
The Galactic Prisoner arc.
Yeah.
That's right.
I apologize. The screenshots are going to come out are in a random order. I have a hard time controlling them. I'm still optimizing a lot of the things that we're trying to do. But at least you guys will get to see a lot of manga slides. We'll do a brief description of how it played out. But basically, this is chapter 53. This is actually, you got lucky in that first picture where I caught it, where I updated it. It's the beginning of it. One of the beginning parts of the chapter. So just give me a moment and we'll get completely into it and we'll start giving a brief description. But right now, like I said, unfortunately out of order, you're seeing slides of the manga. And basically they are just of the manga. Nothing, I didn't put no filler pictures in right now. I have other photos to share with you guys later in the stream. But these are basically all about the chapter. So I'm not sure if any of you followed the following chapter, but Moro's gang finally made it to Earth. We had Piccolo intervene with them. That basically brought him into the battle, while Vegeta was on his way to Yardrat to train and learn some kind of secret ability to combat Moro. And Goku is still training with Mir. I forget how to say his name. That's so horrible.
Hold on, wait. We were just listening to someone. He'll say it.
Morris or something. I think
Maris.
Maris, yeah. Maris, the elite galactic control patrolman.
Right.
And he's actually like a real badass. And I'll get into some points. And as you see, as the basic background that I put up for this segment, that is him in the front aiming the pistol. And yeah, he's pretty badass.
So he's training with Goku.
Yeah, he's
in a
training
hyperbolic
Goku.
Time chamber.
Some type of
some type of
one.
Yeah, some type of dimension.
So
right?
like it seems like there's like different versions of the hyperbolic time chamber and like all scattered around the universe.
And so, what is? Do we know any lore about the hyperbolic time chamber? Like,
see,
is it created by Kami?
This is where we get into theories, and we'll get to that later. Like we'll talk about that, and I'll explain why I feel how they were able to go into this hyperbolic time world.
All right.
The only thing I'll say now is you have to remember the area that Whis gave Goku and Vegeta to train. Goku and Vegeta said specifically, this is very familiar, and it feels like it's the hyperbolic time chamber. So just remember that, and then we'll go back to that when we talk about our theories and ideas. But nonetheless, they are in a form of a hyperbolic time chamber, and he is training Goku. So you kind of carry on with, from my acknowledgement, you carry on with them at Kami's Lookout. Piccolo had captured the bandits, the Pasta. Like Pasta is the name of the leader of their little group that gets captured right now. And they're on there talking about it. Jocko lands. He tells them about how there's more people coming. Well, basically, no, he didn't know about that, actually. See, I'm horrible at this. I'm sorry. He didn't know about that yet. He just was coming to recruit new fighters because they needed more fighters. Basically, Goku and Vegeta and even the Daikaishin, who is like the old grand, like Master Kai of this universe, got their dicks kicked in by Moro. Moro is very dangerous. Moro like rapidly feeds off of your energy. He feeds off the energy of planets. He like eats planets and energy. It makes him crazy powerful. And that's the premise about what Vegeta's going to Yardrat for, because he's going to learn something to combat that. And Goku's kind of just narrow-minded in just thinking, I need to tap back into Ultra Instinct. So we don't even know if Ultra Instinct could do anything. Like, he might be able to dodge him and do some cool shit for a while, but Moro could still just, like, suck up all his energy, and then, like, he can't do it anymore because he won't have no energy. So, I don't know. That's where I'm hoping Vegeta actually gets the limelight because he learned something.
Spotlight.
Yeah, spotlight. Whatever.
You'd want Goku to get the limelight. But I digress.
Said the wrong one. I apologize.
But, I mean, you get the idea.
So, you know, you can always chime in too, but you probably don't remember the chapter, do you?
No, I was just not trying to cut you off.
You don't have to cut me off, but if you want to carry on, like, I eventually, like, Jocko gets there.
Yeah, so
he sees that they captured a handful of them. He's supposed to come there to recruit new fighters. So
all they have is Krillin.
Yeah, all they have is Krillin.
He's like, he's the only one that didn't have anything to do.
Yeah, Bulma, it's right there. Like, Bulma says something pretty ignorant. Like, he's the only one that didn't have anything to do. Like, he was available.
But it's like, everyone else is busy. They can't defend the world. Like what?
We can't get a hold of Tien.
Sorry, I'm
He's
busy.
not up to date with technology. They even say
What's up with
Tien doesn't
Tien?
have a cell phone, so we couldn't get him.
So somebody can't. So well, like Krillin couldn't.
They didn't want Yamcha because we know what would happen to poor Yamcha.
But I don't understand. Like Piccolo can sense energy, right?
See, why don't they
can't
just
Piccolo
sense
find
Tien?
right? Like I don't know. But
It's them hating on Tien. They're like, we put you in the tournament of power. You should be happy. You're gonna sit unknown away. Then that means they better give Gohan better
#rushed.
Tien attention.
doesn't have a cell phone. It's over. And then move on.
It's pretty messed up,
It
man.
is messed up. I kind of like Tien. He's one of my,
See-
like one of the characters from the Z Fighters that I actually thought was cool. And even in Dragon Ball, I actually really liked him from Dragon Ball too.
Piccolo admits that Gohan is not available at the moment. He is in a conference being a professor. So you basically just have Piccolo and Krillin.
Yeah, because I can't save the world. I'm busy at a conference.
They tell Jocko that there are more people on the way, so he freaks out. He asks HQ to confirm who it is. He finds out that there's this 7-3 guy and 2 other people.
And you can see, as you can see on the screen just a second ago, it was like, and there he is.
7-3 is basically kind of like a Universe 6 version of Hit. He looks a lot like Hit, but he's really different and strange. I don't know 100% of his details, but I know that what happens is that he touches the back of your neck and he can copy all of your abilities and power for 30 minutes. So it cuts to them. They're flying there, just talking shit about Earth, trying to get there. You see this fat dude. He wants food. You see that weird little spiky bird demon guy right there in the stills, and then you see the guy who looks like Hit, and then you see the fat guy with the little ears, the Disney ears.
The panda guy.
So, Panda guy is so fat he wants to take a pit stop. So he's like, let's stop at a planet, and he wants to eat and kill people. Well, basically, he eats while the little dude takes pop shots, and the Hit-like character crushes everybody. Well, he happens to stumble across one of the people, the natives, that created a wormhole for everybody to escape. Well, he takes that ability and copies it so he can go to Earth. And then they basically come to Earth a lot sooner than possible. Because you see right there, he's in his ship, Jocko. And he finds out who's coming. And he says, oh, they got about like 10 days till they get here through space. And then you see that's actually another shot where it shows the planet and the natives a little bit. But they basically were making a wormhole, and he copied that ability and then was able to, look, there we go. How convenient.
Well, it might have been, there's still probably a delay. So it would have to be, when we're saying
But when I'm saying this, I'm seeing this.
A second ago, yeah. So we should probably say, and just a second ago.
You'll definitely see in a lot of the shots, kind of, it should be in sync with what I'm seeing. Possibly not, because I'm actually seeing this actually on a later delay. He's actually right. I'm wrong. But you will see in some of the shots, I don't know what I'm getting at with the descriptions. You saw how those guys popped out of a wormhole that basically got them there. It freaked out Jocko, because Jocko is really wimpy. He's not very strong. So basically, they jump out. They mock the people that get captured. The little bird dude actually tries to kill him, but Piccolo stops him. He says, you can't kill on the sanctuary. And evil people need to be away from the sanctuary. He tells them to leave. Well, he's not paying much attention. 7-3 manages to get behind him and touches his neck, back of his neck, copies his abilities. They engage in battle. You can see in some of the stills how you see 7-3 using the expanded hands like Piccolo uses. You'll see him beam struggle with a special beam cannon or light of death, however you want to call it. It's actually light of death,
right?
But,
light of death, sure.
But it's been dubbed down to
so the hyperbolic time
cannon.
chamber is the spirit time chamber, and
and then it's like Hapakto something in Japanese. I can't say it fully. If I heard it a few times, like when I play Xenoverse, he'll say it and he'll say the real name, and then I'll be able to know it. But I'm not doing that right now. So he basically copies all his abilities, and he basically was warned about it because before they jump out of the portal, Jocko found out that 7-3 was coming, and he was terrified. And he said, "These guys are pretty strong, specifically 7-3." He's like, "He can copy your abilities if he touches the back of your neck for 30 minutes," and he was terrified. Piccolo's pretty smart. He just got told that. Yeah, I don't think he forgot, but dude did it to him. Possibly the guy is that powerful that he was able to get behind him.
He just might be faster.
Yeah. But
because that's the thing, like, if the guy has the ability to copy powers, all he would need to do is be faster than you. Because then he could take your strength and use it against you. I mean, obviously, he's probably pretty strong. But maybe he's just fast.
All
and
these
he,
fighters
you know,
at
and he
least
gets
have
the
to be
strength from
stronger
you.
than Majin Buu. Because that's how strong everybody is right now.
Well, obviously, we're in Super.
Kind of crazy how they could jump everybody's base powers up to there. That I feel that they
Even
have,
Krillin?
Krillin maybe not be 100% Majin Buu, but he probably nowadays would be a better contender up against Majin Buu. Majin Buu wouldn't like murder.
Are we
him.
talking Kid Buu?
Kid Buu is actually weaker. There's a big giant debate. The most powerful Buu was the Buuhan.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the peak of his power.
So when you say
Kid Buu was just an unstable form.
When you say Majin Buu, do you refer to the most powerful form then? So everyone should be as powerful as the most powerful form? Is that what we're saying?
They'll at least be as powerful as Kid Buu.
Okay.
There is a lot of like books and guides that will say the power of the main characters, where at least Goku and Vegeta, and I believe even Piccolo, their base powers, like Goku and Vegeta's base powers, are well beyond even Super Buu's, like Buuhan's fucking power in base. Oob's power is stronger than that. There's a big debate about Kaba, that if Kaba's Super Saiyan 2 would get demolished by Gohan's Super Saiyan 2, where no, Super Saiyan is just a multiplier.
Right. That's why
it's a multiplier of whatever that energy you have base wise. So if Kaba's base energy is more powerful, then
let's not get too far off topic here.
Gohan's base power at that time was not stronger. Nobody was stronger than Majin Buu at that time.
Right. Sorry, I kind of took us off on a tangent about.
So the multipliers wouldn't match up. Like Kaba would be just way, way more powerful.
But I felt like we needed a little bit of clarification on, when we're saying everyone in the manga should be at least at Majin Buu's strength, we are referring to.
And I don't think like Tien probably isn't up there. And like I said, Krillin's probably not all the way up there. Krillin's probably way stronger than like Cell, Perfect Cell, and Ultra Perfect Cell. But I think he's more on like, and you can't say Fat Buu because Fat Buu's pretty fucking powerful. And he's got magical elements to him.
Okay, I was going to say he does have some very unique techniques that make him a lot, give him a lot more prowess, you should say, Like, I wouldn't say he's a lot stronger, but he has a lot more prowess because he could just turn you fucking into chocolate. Eat you. So, right. But back to the manga. So, 3-7 was it, right? 3-7.
Well, so
they start fighting.
Well, yeah, they fight. He copies Piccolo's abilities, and then.
But the panda guy.
The panda guy's there too, but no. Well, let's get to. Basically, they launch a hit at Jocko, and it blasts Jocko off of the overlook, right. And they freak out because they don't think Jocko can fly. And Piccolo runs off to try to help him, but he gets hit. But he still manages to get down there. And then they find out that Jocko does have like rockets in his boots, and he's like, "You can fly after all." And he's like, "I can do short bursts." Blah blah blah. They engage in combat down on the ground. Piccolo does pretty well. He matches everything that 7-5's doing to him. I think he's doing it on purpose. I don't know what the logic is behind this fighting because he just keeps copying everything that he's doing.
I keep calling 3-7.
And basically, Piccolo starts to get overcome. And before all that happens, Krillin was going to go down, but that's where, Disney Ears, Panda Man,
Panda guy
grabbed him and said, no, you're going to fight me.
They start brawling.
And then Spiky Little Bird Dude, he's down on the ground fighting Jocko, as you can see in some of the
Stills before this.
Before me talking about this. Definitely
even
everything
right
I
now,
talk
actually.
about, you'll kind of get some stills and see. You'll see the combat between 7-5 and Piccolo.
Yeah, right here you can.
You see how Jocko is fighting the little spiky guy. 7-5 is definitely overcoming Piccolo. It gets to the point where he launches an attack back at him that basically shreds his garb, his cape and cloak that are weighted that he wears all the time.
Making Piccolo even stronger.
And then, but there's a twist though. There was going to be one attack that would probably destroy him, but he got rescued. He got rescued by Gohan. Gohan
Finally arrives.
The one, yeah. He
finishes
it was
his
like a
conference.
It was a little roll flip right there. Usually it's Piccolo that saves him.
Piccolo got saved.
So he got saved by Gohan. And I'm really just doing this quickly, because I just want to get through the description.
Kind of like Piccolo looks up and he goes,
These
"You
are
still owe me
older
too."
stills. Some of them you do see, some are current Vegeta stills in the manga, and I did notice one that's an older one. The one that you see him in uniform and him meditating, those are current. And then there are a couple shots where he has a conversation with one of the Yardradians. Or whatever their name is.
Yardrats.
Yeah. Yardranians.
Are they just Yardrats?
I guess Yardrats. But like I said, I just want to go through this quickly because I don't even know how. I just watched the descriptions myself maybe 2 or 3 times quickly, and I'm just giving you guys a basic rundown on it and showing you some of the stills, and then definitely with giving you a good source where to watch the whole chapter play out for you. But Gohan saves him, and then they basically, after all that discussion, Piccolo does warn him though, don't let him touch the back of your neck, he'll absorb your shit. And he's like, okay. And then they cut away from that because obviously they want to make you wait. They're not going to let you see Gohan get in action yet. That'll be in the next chapter. But they go to, I swear, yeah, it goes back to Goku and Maris first. And in their training, Goku's actually getting his ass whooped.
And Maris is trying to prod him into becoming stronger. And she's saying, I'm sorry. I keep calling him she. But anyway, I do that with Frieza. Either way, Goku is explaining that he can't go into Ultra Instinct. And he's prodding him. He's prodding Goku into how he did it before. And he asks Goku I think Goku just explains to him that he was in a life or death situation because Maris asks Goku a question about it. Goku says it was a life or death situation. And Maris suggests that the quickest way to achieve the state once again would be to replicate the environment that he first achieved it in. And so Goku, laughing, accepts his challenge and says, "You better come at me with all you've got."
Well, first, no, he does say that afterwards, but he laughs and he's like, "Oh, so you're telling me I need to be prepared to die in this training?"
Yeah.
And that's when he says, exactly. And then he says, all right, well, then you better come at me with killing intent. And that's where we leave them.
Yeah. And that's going to be fun to see in the next chapter. We'll watch a couple slides of them. Well, Maris just beating the fucking hell out of Goku.
Then they cut to Vegeta. Vegeta's meditating, as you've seen a lot of the times where the stills come up with him meditating on his foot in a pose. And they basically, the guy that's the yard rat that's basically trying to teach him right now tells him, like, oh, you're still tense. You need to calm yourself and have some sort of, like, he has to learn control. And that he said that he understands that it's hard because he's a Saiyan. And he said it took Goku about 150 days before he finally mastered control. And that kind of like freaks Vegeta out. Vegeta like smartly, there you go, there's some of it right there. There you'll see some stills that actually have that. And he's like, I'm starting to regret even coming to this rock. I think they're just showing that now as just like he's under stress and it's bothering him, but Vegeta's gonna go through with it. You'd have to hope so. Hopefully he doesn't pull like a Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back and fucking only does half the training and then runs off like, oh, I can do this. And then gets stomped again. Has to come back. And then the little dude dies. But we're going to hope that don't happen. I don't think that'll happen. That'd be pretty funny, but fucked up. But I think that's pretty cool. Like I said, I have really high hopes that Vegeta will finish whatever he's doing on Yardrat. I like the Piccolo's back in the action. Says Krillin. They show Krillin for a minute. They show him for a rip, but they don't really show him in much action.
They give him a Krillin gets owned again count. One more time. Dang.
And then it's going to be real good that Gohan finally showed up and that he's going to basically step in the next chapter. Get to see what's up with him. He is basically the strongest fighter on the earth right now.
Maybe they'll actually show a new form like I've been saying.
That would be cool. Really cool. So we've had the stills up for a while. Some of them are old stills too that I'm realizing.
Not to get too far off topic, but like you said before, in our previous podcast, like you said, they make new forms to make new toys. So, a new form would sell some new toys. So, either way.
Right.
But back to what we were saying. I'm glad Gohan is actually, showing up to fight.
Yes. It's going to be very good.
And I can't wait to see Maris beat the hell out of Goku and see him maybe be pushed to his limits, right? Like that's going to be good. Always going to want to see that. And it seems like, it almost seems like everybody's going to be pushed to the limits right now. Like Vegeta is he's getting his mental limits pushed with the Yardrat training. And Goku is getting his ass whooped. And Gohan might have to whoop the most ass that he's ever whooped in his life. Right? Are you up to the task, Gohan? Hell yeah. And so 5-7, he seems to be a formidable opponent, but I have faith that Gohan will be fast enough because that's one thing that Gohan was supposed to be. He's a really good fighter. So maybe he won't let 5-7 copy his ability, but you know how showbiz is, you gotta make it interesting. And it wouldn't be interesting if he didn't get, if 5-7 was just like, well, I'm getting my ass whooped by Gohan. But I would like to see that. Very much like to see that. As cliche as him just being stronger than the opponent would be and him just whooping them. I would like it. Because look at him. He's a bad Miami Jamma. But I guess that remains to be seen in the next
This is
chapter of the
another one.
manga. And we'll have to wait for that to come out to see. But some theories and predictions. Should we get to the theories? Talk about some of those? Because I've been holding in a few of them for a while now.
Yeah, we can.
To try to. Did you we finished up the chapter?
mean, we already finished up the chapter. We described it. Like I said, it's just a quick.
Sorry, I had to step away for a phone call, so I kind of lost
In-
track.
So in the chat, I'll post a link to somewhere now, or maybe just in the future, like right at the end, I'll put a link to that video for Unrelent, so you could actually learn the full chapter. Because like I said, that's not the point right now. We wanted to just give you a quick rundown. This is more of a discussion about it, and then we're going to run our theories. We're going to kick it off with Gohan, though, because I think that's the most exciting part of this chapter, because we basically are already excited about what's going on with Goku and Vegeta, obviously. They're out of commission right now training. Like we know, we have Maris, however you want to pronounce it, training with Goku, trying to unlock his Ultra Instinct again, while you have Vegeta on Yardrat trying to learn a whole new ability or
Technique.
a technique that will help him master his abilities. Essentially, that could be what Vegeta's doing, is he's going to learn a technique where he can master his own abilities, where this Super Saiyan Blue evolved, as I kind of mentioned in our tech discussion last night with Fudge, where we did have a subcategory with Dragon Ball we wandered off with. I did talk about that where I described that the form that we see now resembles like his ascended Super Saiyan form that we saw against Imperfect Cell when he kicked the living shit out of him in it. There are confirmed things on the web and from the developers and like creators, I mean, that was a base design was from Super Vegeta. So that form can resemble an in-between ascension. And then Vegeta's now learning spirit control, which in turn for them is ki control. And he will now probably be able to push that form to the true ascension, like how Gohan did with becoming Super Saiyan 2. He'll, in turn, we don't know what the name would be, but it'd be like Blue 2. The next Blue, or the next form stage in God.
Super Blue, Super Saiyan Blue.
Or it could be that Vegeta does have the potential to learn Ultra Instinct, and he's finding a way, like maybe his form is a way of combining the two, taking a form that is a God form, a universal God form, and merging it with a Saiyan form, creating something completely different. I don't think that would be the case. I don't want that to be the case. I think I want it to be a next evolution in Saiyan God power, and who better to achieve it than Vegeta?
Which is why I've been holding back this point, is whenever Trunks hit the Super Saiyan Rage form, it could have been a subtle way to say Vegeta's bloodline can, ascend beyond the limits, right? And we saw with Trunks when he became enraged and turned into Super Saiyan Rage, his energy was both yellow and blue, but he was contending with Zamasu in the fused form, right? So I don't know. I was just saying, like, I feel like because we saw him hit that really high peak in energy level, like it was enraged enough to push his own limits to that point, right? Like it might have been a subtle hint that it's his bloodline, and so Vegeta could do the same thing, maybe with Super Saiyan Blue evolution, and go to the next level of Super Saiyan Blue, like you were saying. Whew. Yeah, but I was holding that back because we were talking about Super Saiyan Rage earlier, before we got into the chapter. And I have another theory about, like I said, about Gohan. I feel like he can either achieve a new form if Vegeta doesn't, because they probably will not do two new forms at the same time. As disappointing as that is, I'll be badass. You know?
I think it'd be great. I think Gohan definitely should get some shine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold off on Gohan talk for a minute. I want to continue
With Vegeta.
with Vegeta, because you were talking about Vegeta.
Yeah.
I think
And how
Vegeta
it's his bloodline. He has something in his Saiyan blood that he can achieve greater things. You know, it's like he's adept at growth, right? Like his growth stat is fucking off the charts because he has unlimited potential, right? Maybe that's what it is, right? Like I'm not saying that that's a guarantee, but just throwing out subtle little hints that I've seen. Like maybe.
Like I said, even though I am a Vegeta fanboy, I am praying that Vegeta is the one that does learn something and get something out of this, and that we get him fighting Moro and being the one to save the day and possibly achieve something new, like I said, with this technique, push his power even further. Possibly, who knows? Like, maybe not like with the picture I just popped up on there, maybe not like what you see there. That looks pretty badass, but I don't expect to see that. But I expect to see something crazy. And that's just to depict, what I'm hoping this climax goes to.
What evidence have you seen that would lead you to believe that he could achieve a new form?
Vegeta has already shown a few basic traits in the Tournament of Power that were Ultra Instinct like traits without going in like the technical form. And then you have to think back on how he became a god and he achieved all of it on his own and gained all the power on his own.
Yep. Which was what I was alluding to with my.
You have to look at the training that he's been undergoing with going in the time chamber.
We can even look at.
And he's been blowing himself out of the time chamber, like basically using his energy to destroy the dimension and force his way out,
and survive.
He's doing something technically with that. And if you notice, the last time he did it, though, he wasn't even hurt. His clothes weren't broken. He just was able to expel enough energy to destroy the dimension.
Didn't phase him. Right, but.
And then he's going to learn how to use ki control. And he's already calmed himself.
One thing that I wanted to say is what I've seen is as far back as even the fight against Beerus, right? He was like able to watch it like no problem, right? And he could follow it, right? He was following them. And that means that he was probably pretty close, which is why he was able to achieve Super Saiyan God on his own. Maybe not the red form, but he
obviously had to get red before blue.
Well, yeah.
they have all off-camera moments of him being red and doing it, and then they finally showcase it in the new movie.
Yeah.
But he obviously had to have that power.
Yeah.
It was basically training in basically taking in God Key, and then they had to learn how to calm themselves and control it. And he was the first to figure it out, and he explained it to Goku, and that's how Goku did it.
Exactly.
Plus, he's going. We in the beginning of the series said that like you could defeat anyone, and especially Goku, if you learn how to control your ki and calm yourself. Well, he's already calming himself, and he's now learning to control his ki. So I know it's wishful thinking to say, oh, they're going to swap the main character and now it's going to be the Vegeta show. Maybe it is a time to be respectful to Vegeta and let him stand on equal ground with Goku.
Right, and actually, whenever you list him as a main character, give him the spotlight that he deserves as a main character. Allow him the defeating blow, if you wish.
Yeah, they should. I mean, what's the point of letting him go on like a separate mission of his own to seek something out? To like just let it go to the wayside. There has to be something about it. They always do this to us though. They build up Vegeta real big and they're like, yeah, you might get your wish and he'll be the hero, and then it's like, no.
He helps. But let's hope this time they're serious about including him as a main character and giving him a spotlight.
Couldn't even let him be one of the people that killed Frieza. Nope, they had to give it to Goku. He couldn't have just yelled, like, he couldn't have had him, like, reverse time and have him yell to Goku, like, Vegeta,
Yeah,
like,
right.
do it now! Like, blow him away now! And Vegeta would just be like, okay, and just let go of his ki energy and just blow Frieza to pieces before he could blow the ground up. But now instead he has to come flying in with a Kamehameha.
Right. Dramatic twist.
Oh, Vegeta was mad. If I was Vegeta, I'd be mad too. I would kill Goku and then be like, all right, I'll wish you back, but I killed you because you're a dick. Because I deserve to kill today.
Right, but also, like, Vegeta was probably really mad because it was Frieza. And he had another chance to get his revenge, which he never got, right? Because Goku killed him before. So
No. He just fucked him up real bad. He had to be a cyborg.
Yeah.
And then his son pulled some Terminator shit, came back in time and killed Frieza. So
yeah, he didn't get his. He never got his kill. He definitely wanted to kill Frieza for a while.
And then that movie is what confirmed Goku's actual kill on Frieza, because he never killed him in the beginning.
Right. He let him.
It was always Trunks, but now it's Trunks and Goku fucking killed his ass, and those are the only two people that killed him, unless Vegeta gets a chance in the future. I'm hoping, like, when they decide to finally end the series and they keep Frieza, if they do keep Frieza, or whenever they're ready to get rid of Frieza, just please let Vegeta just
take
kill
his
him.
life.
Yeah, he needs to. Like, it would complete him. I know we're beyond the fact he's not vengeful. He's not that prideful anymore.
Right.
He's a different person, but
he's more generous.
But it would be lovely, and he would totally love it if he got the chance to kill Frieza. So when that time comes that wretched little thing dies for real in the show, it is time that, you gotta let Vegeta pull the trigger on that one. Like, yeah, this is mine. You're dead. And if he doesn't, and if Goku does it again, he better kill Goku. Like, I would kill Goku. I'd be like, you son of a bitch.
Fight me to the death now.
That's funny you say that. There's a lot of fan fiction and like fan theories that they think that when they would finally end Dragon Ball, like Goku and Vegeta would just go to each other and be like, all right, it's time. And they would go to a faraway world that was like no one around. And they would fight. They would fight to the death until they both would die in battle. And they would be satisfied with that. And that's how they'd want to go. I actually think that'd be a great ending. Just,
Yeah.
you see the two of them go off and be like, all right, well, we're gonna like spar till we can't spar no more. We're gonna burn out, and then done for. But I'm a big like person that thinks that their mortality should actually be put to the side now because they're not really mortals. They could be killed if somebody stronger than them faces them and can penetrate their natural armor. Because you have to think about it, these fighters have a natural armor. Like their power levels give them a natural defense that, like, if you aren't strong enough, you're not piercing them and hurting them. And if they do come across an entity that is stronger than them, of course they could be killed and destroyed. But I think essentially nowadays they shouldn't be aging anymore. They're actually gods. They have God key. How would you age if you had the key, like the energy of a god inside of you? It'd be a sense of like eternal youth. Maybe you don't give them immortality. And like I said, it would have to be a being at equal strength, if not stronger, that could kill you, like kill them. But outside of that, if they never died in combat, they should live forever. They fight, they're physical, they're in physical shape. It's not like they're gonna get out of shape and fucking die of fucking obesity and.
But how wasn't that, like you said, the God key that they have inside of them is cut? Shouldn't that like do something? Like don't kill this organ and don't destroy these cells. Don't
Right, that's why they
decay.
have eternal life, but they're not immortal. A stronger entity can kill them in battle, that can overpower them. But like anything below them can't touch them, and then essentially they can't get hurt, and they won't die naturally.
No.
They're gods.
Can't touch it. Anyway,
If anything, it should expand their life. Their life should, in their prime, should get longer because they are gods. Like look at Beerus. Beerus lives for like millions of years, and guess what? We've learned that Hokaishins, which are gods of destruction, they are elected, like they get tested and groomed from mortals that achieve that rank. Like they are mortal beings that are become powerful enough to obtain
becomes the
god
God of
energy,
destruction.
and then they can be trained and develop a Hokai, and that is their core of their god energy because they're a Hokai Shin. That's their destruction energy. You see it with Topo. Topo's a god of destruction and training. He achieves his Hokai in the tournament. Vegeta takes it out. No, you can't argue and say, oh, he's way beyond the gods of destruction now because he destroyed a Hokai and fucking destroyed Topo's Hokaishin form. You have to think about it. Topo just mastered that and achieved it in
I wouldn't
that
say
tournament.
mastered. I would say just achieved. So
He mastered the ability to utilize it.
Well,
He probably already had the ability to manipulate it already in training, but he finally was pushed into the point where he could activate it like an actual god would. And he did fail because Vegeta overpowered him, but he would be like a beginner novice Hokaishin.
Right.
Where Vegeta is like a really talented fighter, and we can't judge because we don't know the experience of Topo, but that just means that Vegeta's power like it basically overcomes a beginner god of destruction. He is at least be equal to, not beyond, a beginning god of destruction. He is a candidate himself to be a god of destruction.
Yeah, we says it. Sort of.
So he's great. I love Vegeta. I'm so glad that they're like doing things with him, and that's why I say I don't want this to fail. I want him to learn his
Super secret technique from the yard rat that even Goku couldn't master. It's not instant transmission. It's not Ultra Instinct. It's something different.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, it definitely has to be a way to shut off the leakage of their energy, where he doesn't let his energy seep out and can possibly protect himself from having people take his energy.
Like Mara.
Because that's what Moro does. That's what your key is. You need to find a way to stop him from taking your energy. Because he just takes your energy without you knowing it, and then he does it real subtle, and then it gets rapid, and then before you know it, you're ready to faint and die because you have no more energy. Because he's not only taking your keys, then he starts taking your life energy, and then you're like on the verge of death. So he needs to find a way to shield his key
and his life energy.
So that's why I like that it's spirit control, and that maybe spirit will be something incorporated in the series outside of Ki. Maybe Vegeta
You
will
think
be
spirit is going to be separate?
I would hope so. I think that would be really cool. I think that Vegeta being able to learn that, or like I can even let them get away with this and give some cool shit to Gohan. Maybe make it with unknowingly. Gohan has spirit energy too, and he taps into it every so often, and it explains why he operates the way he does. And then Vegeta learns it, and he's like, "Fuck! I have great key control, and now I know how to do this spirit stuff." And now he understands a little bit more about Gohan, and then he can eventually go to Gohan after all this and be like, "Hey, I don't normally do this shit, but do you want to like train? I kind of think I figure you out now, and like I think we're more similar than we know." It'd be a good way to give interaction between Gohan and Vegeta. I think would be really cool. And I think if there wasn't a character that had existing qualities of spirit energy, if they made this type of thing as like spirit,
Yeah,
I
like
think Gohan would be the one to have it.
I would agree. And I would say maybe Piccolo and Kami, and possibly like the Mechians might possibly just like naturally have it.
Yeah.
Because that might be like, they might say something like that's what allowed them to create Dragon Balls and Hyperbolic Time Chamber and Kami's Lookout and all that shit. Like,
another big thing I forgot to mention when we did the description, and that's really crazy is going on in the arc. Moro had managed to. He basically ran all of the Namekians into extinction except for one. We kind of have a Dende situation again, a little Namekian boy.
Yep.
And he's with Jocko, and he actually gets on Earth and like sees Piccolo and all that. And Piccolo is actually quite like fond of him and tries to like interact with him.
And actually, whenever Jocko confirms that that boy is indeed the last Namekian, Piccolo is quite disturbed.
Yeah, he does get disturbed from it, which is a really cool thing to see. But that's because Piccolo is no longer just Piccolo. He's actually the original being that Piccolo and Kami were, and essentially more so Kami.
Plus Nail.
And now he does have Nail in him, so that makes him a little bit more different. But he's basically the original
Namekian. You almost forget about Nail.
He's basically Nail in the original Namekian because Kami and Piccolo are one, I guess.
Yeah, so that's interesting to know. He's just basically two Namekians, but Kami's still got a brain, like a little mind in there.
Well, because Piccolo kind of like evolved into a whole different entity, and he was different than the bad form because he was basically a continuation, the son of the evil expelled form.
So I have to give a shout out to the Dragon Ball Bridged crew for making Piccolo a party. Whenever he's like having an inner monologue, it's like a party in there with two other voices going on, and that kind of stuff makes me laugh. I love it.
This stuff is pretty. I do love a bridge. The bridge is great. Well, I don't want this actually.
But So controlling your key, or so what do you think if let's keep going with this spirit energy stuff, right? Like if, pardon me, if the spirit energy becomes a reality, let's say in the show or in the series, um, would it be the thing that defeats Mara, or do you think it would be Vegeta, uh, like in his new form? Should that happen as well?
Yeah,
like,
I think that it might be that energy mix, like Vegeta's
maybe
form could be
Vegeta
that.
form has that in it. Then maybe he's able to say, like maybe he can see it and he's able to like say, I can now sense this energy in Gohan. We've had this for a while. Let me train you. Or like you were saying, maybe Vegeta trains Gohan and not trains with him, but tries to train him to achieve that new form.
But that's very far fetched. If anything, it's just gonna help Vegeta control his ki probably, and then help him protect his ki. And then, like I said, hopefully it'll help him push his new form further, and we'll see a completed version of his new form.
Yeah, no, that's like precursor than the form.
But we'll come back to that. I originally want to talk about some other interesting points about the like end of the chapter. We were gonna get on Gohan because Gohan needs so much love, and we ended the chapter with him helping the Z Fighters and Jocko, and I'm really interested in seeing what he's about to do with 7-3, and the other fighters. Essentially, he's probably gonna have to clean them all up, unless Piccolo can pull it together. He regenerates, and maybe there's a sense of being somewhere, and he can take on the other fighters. But as you guys will notice, I popped up Gohan again and Piccolo.
Threw a picture of Piccolo in there.
Oh, hell yeah, because I hope we're not done with Piccolo. Like I said, I hope Piccolo recovers somehow.
Piccolo is one of my favorite characters, like side characters. Aside from his relationship with Gohan, I just really like his kind of personality and his fighting style. I always liked that. And even like some of his techniques that we don't even see anymore, like in the original, I believe it was the Saiyan arc. He split himself into like three and fought himself, basically, right?
We did it a few times. He has
Yeah.
form manipulation, which is funny. That's a thing that Vegeta could potentially learn, because that's something that the Yardrats know too. They know all kind of weird techniques, and with this ki control, they're able to.
What if he doesn't learn how to maybe protect himself from Morrow? But what if he creates so many copies of himself that Morrow doesn't know which one he's trying to absorb, and it's just a copy, so he doesn't get much out of it, right? And then he comes up and beats the shit out of him.
They're also able to increase their size. So you could see, like, he can make a giant Vegeta outside of being like a great ape, or like I like to call Zaru, which is the real form name.
Oh, imagine if he could do it while he was in ape form. Imagine how big he could make the ape.
Oh wow, his
Moon
Zaru
size
could be huge. He essentially could make himself as big as like the dragon and like face off against the dragon. Like, what's up, here?
What's up? Like grab the dragon, have it riding around his neck. Like, what's up, everybody? Make a wish.
I think it would like make Vegeta into like a true god. But we, like I said, we're coming back to Vegeta later. Like, we got Gohan. I want to know if you guys are excited that they're definitely going back to some Gohan content. Like, they're bringing him in and they want to utilize him, even though it is against henchmen. But these henchmen are pretty fucking powerful. They're pretty strong.
they're more like right hand men.
You know what's weird?
They're not henchmen. They're like, this is my right hand man.
This,
and there's
like,
3 of them.
This arc reminds me of a really old arc, and it's from Dragon Ball. And this is like a galactic scale version of it. This reminds me of the King Piccolo arc. The first part of King Piccolo when he's old and then gets younger and all that shit.
Yeah.
This really reminds me
I
of the
can
King
see that.
Piccolo arc. But then it's like a blend of that with the Frieza arc because he exterminates the entire Namekian race.
Yeah, with the whole space he wanted to with the oh my goodness, the Galactic Patrol.
So it's like a
I can speak
sweet
English.
twist of the King Piccolo Frieza arc mixed together. I like it a lot. I really hope that the anime doesn't skip this. I hope they're just not like, oh, well, you had that to carry you by, and we're going to carry on with the movie and this and that. And like, no. And like, please don't turn Dragon Ball Super Broly into an arc. And do not release this second movie that's been announced already. I need to like bring up the details more online real quick before we even talk about that. But it is confirmed that a new movie's coming out. And I'm scared that there's a chance that you'll get that movie before we get Super coming back in general.
Poop. But you know what? I actually kind of liked the movie. Not gonna lie. If you guys want to check out our review of it, it's on YouTube, the Bandwidth Bandage Gaming YouTube channel. But I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like
And
it
so,
too, but
you
I
know,
want the series to come back.
Yeah, I would like the series to come
And
back
what I'm
too.
scared of is look how Super started. They had 2 movies that were in Super's canon and just story. And then they carried them over into arcs.
Oh.
So I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, we got this movie, and then we made the second movie, and then like, all right, we're ready to do the series. Here's an anime version of the movies, and then oh, now we're gonna get into what the manga was. Here's the anime version.
But then again, that does give like, should they do that? That would give the manga time to finish this arc.
What I can understand is do the movie. If we get the movie first, whatever, that's fine. I'll keep waiting. I'll keep enjoying the manga, but do the movie. Do not do a rehash of the movies in the anime. Just do your movie, get some hype off of it, get some money off of it, then start promoting Super. Next Super, like, continuation.
The next season.
And have
arc.
Have it now. But I don't know how you're going to do this because you're going to have this movie and there's a mention of the movie in the new arc in the manga where they talk about the Brawly events and they just briefly describe it because the Brawly didn't get a manga. Like the manga takes place after all that shit and they just mention it and they mention Brawly and then they move on from it.
So do we know what the second movie is going to be about? Did they announce what it's going to be?
There's not a lot of full details, but that's where it'll get confusing because then somewhere in the manga you're going to have to mention
the other movie.
The other movie.
And then you're going to have to do the animation, which would have to, I guess, cut out that mention of the movie.
Unless this movie has something to do with Mario, and then that's going to suck because then everything you just did with the manga won't get translated because you're releasing a movie that will be like probably the climax of the manga of the Mario shit.
Yeah, unless you do something weird where you like do the movie, and like release the movie, right? But that the story of the movie comes out. I mean, would like fall in a timeline after, some point in the next arc that you would do for the animation. So
I just don't understand how they'll do it. Like, you'll have to write the movie in the manga. Like, you must be pushing off Super that far where you're going to have to write in somewhere later in the fucking manga how the movie happened.
Well, either way,
or the movie has to take place after this shit, which it don't look like the Mario arc is getting ready to end anytime soon.
No, it looks like it's just ramping up to be like the finale.
Not even that. Like, it looks like it's getting real crazy.
Well, yeah, I guess this isn't the finale yet because they're still training, and then they're probably going to have to defeat the henchmen because the henchmen seem like they're stronger than the people that they're fighting against right now. And I'm not going to lie, I don't think that they're going to be able to handle them. Like, Gohan can probably take down one or two of them.
Yeah,
Maybe, but like,
I think
I don't
Gohan
know.
will do good against 7-5. I think he'll show up and be like, "Yeah, I got this."
And so do you think 7-5 is the strongest of the three?
Right now, with the ones on Earth,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Now, if bad things happen and he sends out a transmission, that will just bring Morrow himself straight to Earth.
Right. Do you think Gohan can stand up tomorrow until Goku and Vegeta arrive?
Definitely.
Or at least Vegeta, because we're kind of hoping that he's the one that saves the day.
It would definitely be a joint effort. Like the Z fighters, it would be Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin and Jocko trying to stop his gang and Morrow. Somehow they would have to, like, Bulma would have sent out a message and been like, fucking, hey, like, they're here and they're coming and, like, come on. And Goku would have to hurry up and rush his training. He'd probably go to the limit and Vegeta would go to the limit. I hope, though, that Goku would just, because he has instant transmission, he would rush his training and he would have to basically teleport the two of them, him and Maris, to Earth, and they would basically help them and engage the first half of the battle.
Will Maris even, because
I have to pee. I'll be back in the discussion in a minute.
Will Maris be able to even be a part of that fight whenever they arrive against, for instance, the henchmen? If 5-7 isn't defeated already, they're going to have to face off against him because he defeated Gohan, or Gohan is somehow being preoccupied, I guess, or detained, whichever. But so being pushed to pushing Goku to the limits where he goes into Ultra Instinct, and I saying that they're gonna come right here, like Bulma communicating with them or whoever, saying like, get here right now.
There is no question about 7-3 getting beat. Like
7-3.
Gohan's gonna beat 7-3.
7-3-3-7-5-7. Oh my god,
that's his name.
I'll never get it right.
Well, Gohan's gonna beat him, and like
7-3.
I think he's gonna do well, and then with Piccolo's help, and that's what's gonna engage Morrow to come. And then they're gonna find out, and they're gonna freak out, and then
they're gonna have to get to Earth as quickly as possible before he kills everyone.
Well, it's gonna be Goku that gets there quicker because he'll be easier to contact, and he has quicker transport.
But wait. Let's not doubt that Vegeta can't learn instant transmission and whatever else he's going to do.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Vegeta will be the last one to come because he'll learn instant transmission, and then he needs to finish his training, and then hopefully that's how they play it off, that he comes in and then mops up the floor and wins the day and shows off some new power.
Yeah.
That's just my assumption
and
my theory and hope.
As badass as like a final flash would be to finish off Morrow, how cool would a new attack be? Right? In his new form, what if it's a super final flash?
There you have it would be something.
But maybe not even just that. What if it was something entirely new that he created himself?
Yeah.
That would be cool too. But would fans be disappointed?
No,
I don't know. I think a new attack could mean new merchandise. Look at these new statuettes of him blasting this new attack. Buy now.
Yeah, they would love it because that's what they love.
Oh, that's what I love.
They love more merchandise.
Money. You should have got Mr. Krabs.
The more
Man.
more forms means the more toys they can make.
Right. But that's where they make their money because the animation and the manga are very short lived. I miss the manga not so much, but the animation you make very as far as like length of time, it's a short lived profit margin. So I can see why they make their money off of merchandise. 'Cause I don't know. I like T-shirts and stickers and like all kind of shit. So why not? Why not sell it to me? Because I like it. So hoping that Vegeta comes in and saves the day. Do we think Goku is going to stand up against Morrow, or is he going to be a non-factor?
No, Goku will do something, but I don't want.
So
I
is he gonna?
personally don't
Do you
want
think he's
Goku
gonna
to
weaken
win.
him? Is he gonna weaken him to the point where Vegeta's just gonna come in and kind of do a swoop like how Goku did Frieza to Vegeta, right? Like, come in. Wow, he was charging up his attack.
Hopefully, that would be nice.
Well, I don't know. I would actually rather see Vegeta just come in and new form it, like we were saying. Like, I would like him to show off a new power. Would like him to full out brawl with whoever's left from his henchmen. And you know what? You know what I would actually really like? Uh, I would really like them to pull a Gohan from the Cell Saga arc when he transformed against the Cell Juniors, right? When he was like, "Huzzah, plow! Huzzah, cut his head off," right? But that would be cool to see Vegeta come in, right? And just literally annihilate the henchmen, like boom, they're all done. And then Morrow's like, let's go. Whatever. If he's there yet. So that would be really cool to see. Who do you think's going to die? Let's put that out. Like, who's going to die before they get there?
You think people are gonna die before our heroes get there?
Just throwing it out there. Who do you think would be the first to go? Krillin?
Possibility.
Bulma.
That wouldn't go well. I think that Vegeta would definitely need some.
Right. So that might be the thing that, Vegeta that pushes him to his new limit, right? Maybe he finishes his training and learns instant transmission, and instant transmission is back, and he still isn't strong enough, right? But then Maru sucks the life out of his woman, right, Bulma, and all of a sudden it awakens a new monster within Vegeta, and he gets sort of like a second wind in the battle and becomes even stronger than he ever was before with a new form, right? Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan Blue 2 or Super Saiyan whatever is the next one. Super Saiyan White, Super Saiyan 12, however far they go.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, whatever form he comes in with, I want to see it. And I want, like I said, I want to see him come in and pull like a Gohan from the Cell Saga whenever he annihilated all of the Cell Juniors in like the blink of an eye, and all the Z fighters were like, "What just happened?"
No. Who do you think's gonna do that?
Vegeta. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
He's going to achieve a new form after Bulma goes down, and he's going to snap and just kill everyone.
I don't think that will happen.
Oh, no, man, you're not dramatic enough. what do you think is going to happen? Do you think Morrow's just going to fight him and then he's going to just overpower? Vegeta's going to be stronger than him and that's going to be the end of it? What do you think?
I don't know. Give me 1 second.
I feel like Morrow is going to present a real challenge for Vegeta because I feel like he's going to have to be the one that steps up. And if he isn't, so be it. But, we're discussing it as if Vegeta is going to be the one that saves the day, which, as you can see, we have a bunch of Vegeta pictures on screen right now. And it would be nice for Goku to, I don't know, hold his own against Morrow, but maybe not be able to defeat him. And then Vegeta comes in. And then maybe they fight together again and get the cheesy double victory, instead of having Vegeta save the day. Whichever they do, which I guess I'll be happy either way. Because I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Super. Scooby, you're a good dog. But Morrow, I feel like Morrow's going to present a real challenge, for one. And I feel like he can definitely defeat Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, everyone, until Vegeta arrives and saves the day. I can definitely see that happening. But I think Vegeta is going to have to fight him, and I feel like they're going to actually either butt heads and be exactly the same strength, or Vegeta's going to be weaker and have to be pushed to a new limit. Maybe, like I said, by killing someone out that he cares about.
Yeah, but
or at least maybe he doesn't kill her. Like, he hits her and she doesn't die, but he thinks she dies, kind of thing. How they do that, whatever. Either one, I don't care.
I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they'll utilize like Bulma or something.
You don't think
They
they'll
did
do
it
that?
once before. I just think.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I think that's not the point. Like,
but they showcased the way he felt about it and how it. But they
defeat the purpose.
But hear my
he's
argument.
Not learning to be rageful. He's learning to have control.
But hear my argument. Whenever Beerus hit Bulma, he reached a new level beyond Goku for a second. Yeah, out of rage. And so it's possible that was
Vegeta's learning spirit
like
control.
I said, I'm a strong believer in precursors and subtle hints.
This
right?
has nothing to do with rage, though. This is spirit control.
I understand that.
To defeat the purpose of what he's going.
I'm not saying that he would necessarily need to get stronger out of rage, but maybe he would get stronger because of Bulma being injured or in danger, right? Maybe she's just about to be killed. And he goes, nope, I'm instant transmission, choke slam into the casket, right? Is that what you're hoping? Oh, man, I wish we could have animated a little Undertaker into the casket. That would be cool. I'll do that with the YouTube video. So, yeah, I guess that's what you're hoping. You're hoping Vegeta swoops in and choke slams him to death. All right. That's a good technique that he could learn from the Ardrats, for sure. I kid. But I do think, like I said, I feel like Mara's going to be kicking ass until Vegeta shows up. I don't want to see Vegeta show up before Goku and then get mocked. Right? I don't want to see that.
I don't either, because then that just takes away from all the shit Vegeta was doing.
Just a cliche Goku victory again, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it.
Sorry. Pardon me.
It would actually make me really upset if they did that. That's why I think Gohan and Piccolo are going to save the day against the henchmen before Maru gets there. And then Goku will be forced to rush there. Goku will fight. Goku will probably go to Ultra Instinct.
fighting Morrow?
Yeah, maybe think that he's gonna win the day, and then start losing, and then Vegeta will show up and be like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, it took a long time, but."
Oh,
ready."
so do you think Morrow has a different form?
Possibly, but Morrow's like he's just getting younger and like he's losing his beard and getting more youthful, and then he becomes just way more powerful. I just hope they explore more on his lore and about what he is and what his purpose is.
Oh, whoa. What if Morrow absorbs either Gohan, right, or Goku?
Well, he's such absorb and
Right.
drain all their life force.
Then what happens
He
to
does it
Morrow?
very differently than any character. He won't take on any traits. He just takes their energy.
Right, but But he also, like you said, he becomes more youthful. But imagine how. So he's gaining youth from all these other sources of energy, right? What happens whenever you have a potent injection of energy like you would get from a Saiyan, like Gohan or Goku, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So say that were to happen, imagine the power level that Mara reaches. So boom, there's the plot twist. Yeah, you might be on par with Mara, but he somehow overcomes you, absorbs your energy, and then becomes even stronger. Nobody can stand up to him until Vegeta gets there, and that will showcase the power level difference that Vegeta achieved, right? Whenever he can defeat somebody who was just as strong as Gohan and then absorbed his strength, or so Goku and absorbed his strength, and then so maybe not doubling that strength, but boom, Vegeta's the strength that
Right.
saves the day, and then now Vegeta's the strongest, right, for a while. Because I would.
I love that. I think if they did that, I think people that love Vegeta and appreciate Vegeta would appreciate that. And it'd be really good treatment for him. I think he deserves it. I think he should be the one to come in and save the day at the end. And I don't know. I know that we won't get that probably. Like I'm not going to count on it because there's a good chance that it won't happen.
Do you think
But it could happen
so?
if you're wishful. But I want to start getting into some theories and possibilities of do you think they might try to ask for help outside of the universe? Do you think they might go to the strongest person they've ever met and ask him to come help?
That could be a possibility, right?
And he in turn could bring his buddy.
The god of destruction
in training, the beginner god of destruction. And those motherfuckers, you know who we're talking about. They are
Jiren and Topo.
So
God of destruction. You think that a god of destruction? Wait, whoa! Plot twist. What if he absorbs one of them?
Yeah, that would be pretty wild if he absorbed our energy. Like if he just absorbed all of Jiren's energy.
Like, so maybe that would be why they wouldn't contact Jiren and Topo. But saying they did. What if he gets God of Destruction level energy out of Topo, right? Because he's just in training and he's not as strong as Jiren, and Morrow sees that weakness. And he rushes over, makes a distraction, somehow killing Topo, absorbing his energy, right? And then he becomes even more stronger than you could even imagine because he just absorbed Topo, God of Destruction level power, right? Instead, not even just Gohan, right, or Goku, which would be God level power, sort of, with his Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue form.
But do you think that just Jiren's energy alone and like how he can overcome almost anything that they've shown, how they showcase him, that he could potentially be able to overcome him and just maybe end him before
Vegeta even has to. So it would be
Well,
like pointless
before
training.
before Mario could even kick in his abilities.
I think it would be possible, but I don't think that they have enough time to contact them by leaving the universe and going to their universe, or I don't know how they would be able to contact them otherwise, right? Like you'd have to go there. So the travel time we saw with Whis, right? Even traveling between dimensions or universes, it took time, right?
Right.
Like the travel time was a few minutes in the episode or something like that.
But it would
So,
still be quick enough to get him there to like interact
but
and
Mario
make a
would be
difference.
fucking everybody up.
But then you'd have to like seek him out, and then you'd have your confrontation. But I don't know if they'll even try to resort to that. But that's definitely an idea.
It'd actually be really cool to see Topo win and say, let's say Vegeta and Goku were the only ones left alive, but Vegeta wasn't quite finished left. And Goku comes back to Earth and he finds that Mario literally just killed everyone. And he's like, well, tries to fight him. Okay, maybe he tries to fight him. And he fails. Then, whenever Goku fails, he somehow gets away and survives. But he goes to Vegeta, right? And he says, we can't fight him now. We need help. And Goku says, Jiren, like, let's go get Jiren, right? So they go cross universes while Morrow just literally destroys Earth and absorbs everything that there is in all life, right? And that's what we come back to whenever they go contact Jiren and come back to fight him. And it's like Vegeta, Goku, and Jiren standing on the edge of the destroyed South City, like with no life, almost as if it were the Android Saga, but or the alternate universe, but worse. Right, with no life, no trees, no greenery. It's all dark wasteland, right?
Right.
And they come back and they're standing there on the ridge line. It's them three with their, backs to the screen, and they're like, "All right, where's he at?" And they try to find him, like I don't know, kind of reminiscent of whenever they fought in the other universe, the alternate universe, right? Or the alternate timeline. Whoa, let's not get confused here. When they fought in the alternate timeline, right, where Gohan was from. I mean Trunks, right, where Gohan was dead, but Trunks was from, right, and he came back to save Goku with the heart medicine. Whoa, what if they contact Broly? That's a good one too.
Yeah. I mean, Jiren would definitely be cool. I think it's not really gonna happen. I don't think they go that far. Uh, it is if Mario keeps fucking shit up. It is a good reason
Take a restroom break.
to bring him back in and like ask for his help because Mario is pretty devastating. And it'd be interesting to see if Jiren could withstand Mario and overpower him. Oh, sorry, I was getting some tea. But or Mario would just overcome Brawly and basically wither him away and absorb all of his energy. Or not Brawly, Jiren. Sorry. I had Brawly on the mind. But I don't think it's a realistic scenario in the arc that they will go call out for Jiren, and then in turn Jiren would probably bring Topo and maybe one or two other Pride Troopers. I don't see that yet. I see in the future they'll definitely call on Jiren or have a reason to interact with Jiren again. But they might push off on that. It's just a really good theory, something to think about. Definitely to think about how he might do against Morrow. That would be a very interesting matchup, for sure. I just don't think it'll happen though. That's all. I'd love it though. I think it'd be really cool. But what could happen is that as Morrow is traveling the galaxy, all these different galaxies in the universe, he could unfortunately come across a certain planet. And that certain planet could be where Brawley is. And if he definitely does something to Chile, the little alien girl has the hots for Brawley, and Brawley has the hots for her. I don't see that going well for Morrow, and I'm very interested on how Brawley would interact and how he would do against Morrow.
Yeah, like how would he fight against the energy absorbing Morrow? What would his? He would probably just blindly fight him, straight up try to fist fight him. Right, enraged, right? He would enrage and fly in.
Brawley doesn't have a lot of formal training.
No.
They haven't gotten a lot of time to give him that formal training with possibly Goku or Vegeta coming to visit him possibly and kind of train with them and give him an idea on how to control himself a little better. That hasn't happened yet. So you definitely would see a more primal fight. Brawley would basically be coming at him pretty viciously and pretty blindly. But he would, I think Brawley's magic would work and he would crush him. Like I think he would definitely pummel him. It would just be a matter of if he could last against him and if he could actually fully get rid of his energy and like drain him dead.
Would that be the first time that they put Brawley in the manga if they did that? Has Brawley appeared in the manga yet?
No, they just talk about him. They mention him.
They mention him. Okay, so he exists, but
he hasn't, like, they didn't, the manga and the series didn't continue with Brawley. It's just, it mentions him in the transactions that's going on throughout the series right now. But like I said, there is that possibility that Morrow, because he's traveling the universe and he's just sucking up the energy out of all these planets and getting way more powerful and just exterminating life everywhere. But if he definitely came across Brawley, I think that would be a very interesting matchup, and that would be a way to bring in Brawley without the Z fighters contacting him themselves. It could be kind of like Morrow engaging him on his own unknowingly, and that would unknowingly and unwillingly try to like drag Brawley into the conflict. Or Brawley's just so far away he never gets dragged into the conflict, or they never call for him. I do believe that they will bring Brawley into the series. Brawley will not just be wasted on a movie. You will not just have him in a movie and a mention of him in a movie and then move on from him. I think he'll play a very crucial role in the next continuation of the series.
Do you think he's going to be in the next movie?
There's a possibility. I mean, if so, then I don't understand how they're doing this story because you have to mention it all in the manga because where does the manga take place in the continuity of these movies? Like, we understand where it takes place after Brawley movie. But you release a second movie, where the hell does the story stand? It's confusing. It's very confusing.
Well, I don't know. I would like to see Brawley a little more. As a matter of fact, it would be cool to see his story actually fleshed out in the next movie and got that out of the way before the next arc, because then you can start with a kind of better developed Brawly and could kind of make him into a better side character as opposed to just having a brute right now, right, without any form when he's fighting. Maybe he could even have techniques and shit. That would be pretty cool to see some special techniques or even just like a more refined fighting style.
Well, you're talking about Brawly, right?
Yeah.
He would have to have trained with somebody, though. He's not going to learn it from
Right, that's
the
what I
two
mean. So
people
what
that he's
if,
with right now.
what if it happens in the next movie? What if in the next movie they flesh out his training, right? And then give him a little story.
But my only problem is, when does that take place, and how does this all match up with the stories that are going on? Like,
Well, so being that it's Brawly and you could flesh out his training, maybe not even maybe he doesn't necessarily have to have formal training, right? Maybe where's Whis and Beerus? What's Whis doing? Sir. What is Whis doing during this whole fiasco?
he's just watching. He can't do anything, and Beerus refuses to intervene. He can't really intervene yet. I don't understand how. If Mara is that scary and powerful, I don't know how the Grand Priest doesn't see it, or if just like the Grand Priest and the hierarchy do not really care about mortal affairs, and that it would have to come to their plane of existence till they would react.
Yeah. Well,
or there's Maris, because Maris is very badass. And let me pull up a picture for this Maris, and then we're gonna talk about him and kind of wrap this up. I don't know how do you work tomorrow?
Yes.
How do you work?
4 p.m.
Oh, you work at 4. Are you down to do another podcast?
Yes. Let's wrap this one up with a few final words about where we think the series can go, or where you think. What did you say? Did you have something planned that you wanted to wrap up with?
Well, yeah, here's this about Maris.
Yeah, Maris. That's a good one. Like I said before, what's Whis doing? Did you answer my question?
I told you he's watching. He can't do anything.
So maybe he could be training Brawly.
No, he's not. They show him just watching, and they're acting.
Well, what if he trains Brawly in the meantime?
So Maris, when he starts training with Goku in secret, like in the time chamber where it's in a whole different dimension away from everybody else in time and space, he starts showing his true stature and his true forms and his true abilities. Well, his fighting stance is very, very similar to, what do you see? Whis. There are a lot of theories going around the web. First theories were that he could be a fallen angel. He could be an angel from a universe that was erased, because those universes could very possibly be back when 17 kind of just vaguely, he wasn't very specific on what universes that were erased were to come back. He just said, I would like you to wish back all the universes that were erased. And the Super Dragon has been around since the beginning. He remembers the original number of universes and all of the universes that have been erased throughout time, the King's Calendar. So I'm pretty sure he brought back every single universe. So there's a theory that he's a fallen angel from that. I have a theory. Well, one theory, because there are theories that he's a traitor and he's going to turn against everybody, and he actually works with Mora. But if so, that would make him a demon, like a demonic or dark version of a Whis angel character. And that would be pretty badass.
And so him fighting with Goku wouldn't be preparing him for the fight with Maro, but preparing his energy for absorption.
Right, that could be a good. That's a really good add-on to the theory if that is the case. That's not my strong theory right now.
I was just throwing that in.
No, I like that though. But that would be really interesting. There are even theories that are going around that he is the Grand Priest from the future timeline. Because the Zena from the future timeline got brought back. They think that he found a way to come back, and he's trying to put balance back because it can't be two Zenas. So he wants to come back. He wants to use the Super Dragon Balls to fix the timeline that got destroyed.
As a time patroller.
And he wants to take back Zena to that universe, that timeline of the universe. And then, yeah. There's that theory.
Restore order.
And he's in disguise trying to do these missions as a time patroller. Not a time patroller, but a galactic patroller.
Or Galactic Patroller. Sorry, time patrollers from the game.
And he would come to Universe 7 because Universe 7 and 6 are where those Super Dragon Balls are. They're the only two universes that they are at. And he would know about Goku and Vegeta because he would have learned that Goku is the one that brought back that Zenu. So he's like, oh, I gotta... And then he'd finally meet that Goku. And now he's training that Goku. That's a theory that's out there too. I like the theory of him being a fallen angel. An angel from a universe that was destroyed long ago that's back. But somehow he's activated. Why would he? Like, wouldn't he activate and then serve that god of destruction?
I would think. Yeah, that's the thing. If he's a fallen angel, would he have to?
Well, yeah, he could have fallen beforehand, like before the universes came back, because angels don't die. They're on a whole different stature than the gods of destruction. That goes back to where I say that the gods of destruction are drafted and groomed by mortals that are given this power. And this also goes to my argument with Goku and Vegeta being able to live longer, like really long, and stay fit in fighting shape very long, because these mortals get the god power, the Hokai, and they can live for millions of years until they decide to retire, and they still naturally have Hokai energy. I would think that they don't just die off. I think that they just go off and live a retired life. But I think there was probably a ritual so that if the Supreme Kai, the Kaioshin, doesn't retire as well, if he dies, it won't kill that god, because it's like, dude, I'm not the god anymore. Why are we life linked? Because that's how it goes. If you weren't strong enough to kill the Hokaishin, you could seek out the Kaioshin, and if you were stronger than the Kaioshin, if you killed it, you would kill the god of destruction. So anytime that our Kaioshin was in danger throughout the end of the series, he could have eliminated Beerus at any moment by him dying. And that would have sucked. And we wouldn't have got Goku and Vegeta where they are right now. And Whis would be deactivated until a new god. You would probably have them looking for gods in that universe. So possibly Goku and Vegeta would have got noticed. There is no proof of anybody in their universe stronger than them. They actually seem to be the strongest in their universe outside of Beerus and Whis, obviously. But I don't think...
The strongest mortals.
Well, I guess Brawly. Yeah. They probably would have seeked out Brawly.
Well, yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
I bet you Whis will have a lot of interest in Brawly.
Like I was saying before. That's what my suggestion was, because I thought that would be interesting. Whenever we were talking about Brawly,
yes,
and,
definitely.
When we were talking about the second movie, I was saying that
I think definitely in the future they should have Whis put some focus on Brawly, because if Goku and Vegeta want to refuse being Hokaishins, I think Brawly would be a perfect candidate. He doesn't really have a family. He does have a woman that he has the hots for, but who says that he can't still have her and be a god of destruction. Like, she doesn't really have anything. She could fucking stay with him in his god palace, and
But if he slept like Beerus sleeps,
he don't
she'd
though.
probably die.
No, she does. He won't sleep like that. Like, Beerus does that because that's part of his personality, and he also plays off how he's a cat race, so he sleeps a lot. Like, cats
Yeah.
sleep a lot.
All right.
It all depends. Like, Beerus is known for being lazy. He doesn't do his job, so Whis would groom Brawley to do his job more.
So he'd be out there destroying shit.
Right.
Pow,
And
pow,
then-
pow, 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 pow.
But literally, like, sorry to get here, but, we do have adult humor here. He'd be destroying shit. Literally, he'd be
Yeah.
destroying like galaxies and planets and shit, doing his job. Then he'd be coming home to the palace with Chile, doing some more destruction.
And some nice and hot, steamy chili.
But yeah, it's very cute. It's very interesting about this character. I think he definitely has ties to the hierarchy. I think it gives it away where he's like, oh, all right, well, we're in this dimension that's cut off from everything else. I could show you my real ability and like potential. And then you see this stance. You see him unveiling all this knowledge about Ultra Instinct. And
Yeah,
it's just,
that is true.
I don't want to go far-fetched and think he's a Grand Priest, but I definitely think he's a fallen angel. I think he fallen a while back before the universes got wished back.
He fell before the fall of the universes.
And there could be a good possibility that maybe that since those universes came back, there's like a beacon goes off or a calling where it's like trying to call him back, like, all right, like the God of Destruction's back. Come back to your post, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to come back to my post. I'm doing my own thing. I'm hiding out in the mortal realm. So that's a possibility too. But I definitely feel that he has. Sorry about that.
But
I definitely believe he has divine potential. I think he's up there, possibly with angel level. Maybe not fully. Maybe him going in exile, he lost some of it. But he definitely has something. Or, I don't know. It's really confusing when they go to where Beerus talked about he faced one other fighter that was stronger in the universe. And he lied and said it was that one dude. And then you find out that he lied about it, and he did it to drive Goku and Vegeta to get stronger. And then it never really confirmed if there really was somebody stronger that faced him. And if that is the case too, there's a really good way you could attach the theory that this character, what is his name again? Maris. Maris could be that fighter that he talks about that was the strongest that he actually faced.
yeah, that is actually true. But
if that was a true claim.
Right.
Goku could have honestly been the strongest fighter that he had faced in a long time and was like, wow. But like, I can't let this mortal know that. I'll be like, you were second best. And he even admits it. And he finds that fighter, Muraku, what's his name, bro?
Oh, jeez.
Something fucking weird with the nipple dude. And
the nipple dude.
Whis basically drops the cat out of the bag. He's like, no,
morsel.
He's like, that dude's not good. He's just a galactic delivery man. And Monaka.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Fucking crazy. But they never confirmed if there really was a fighter. It could be a possibility there isn't. I'm really leaning on him being an exile, like a angel in exile, or definitely what I just said, if it's possible that there was still a mortal that was stronger. But I don't know. Any of you, I know we didn't get much live views, but some of you will probably catch this. Feel free in the chat. Let me know, or let us know your thoughts on everything we discussed here. Sorry, the quality of the manga review wasn't the best. This was kind of like a test. and I haven't done this in a while. Try to give you just a basic rundown, and then we just wanted to run across the knowledge we know, our thoughts, and then give you some theories. So please feel free, hit up chat. I believe when you watch them as reruns or replays, however they call it, you still get the chance to post things, and I'll be able to catch them and see them, and they'll be attached to the video, and we can get back to you, respond to them through the video itself via comments, and then definitely we can address them in the future videos. I have no problem taking your questions and addressing them in actual videos, doing Q&As. So definitely always give feedback on what we talk about. Anything, what do you want to put in for your closing? Because we're going to wrap this one up, and we're going to do a Bandwidth Bandits late night.
I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us. Those of you that tuned in till the end, we really appreciate you. If you, like he said, definitely give feedback, because it's definitely drives the it really does drive content. So let us know what you'd like to see, what we can do for you, what you'd like us to talk about next. When we give us a podcast, you could even join us for the next one, right? If you'd like to call in over Discord or Skype or whatever your media of choice may be, join us for the next discussion. Why not? And anyway, that's really like what I'd like to say. I don't really have too much more to say other than check out our Bandwidth Bandits Gaming YouTube channel. Comment and subscribe for a chance to win $25 Amazon gift cards. And have a great night.
Well, don't forget about you just create a Twitter.
And we created a Twitter. You can see at the top of the top of the stream right here. The handle is at Bandwidth Gaming. So post us a couple likes or tweet us something cool. Any of your wacky ideas, or if you have some theories and feedback about this video, you can even tweet us there. Yeah. Thanks for joining us again.
Yes, thank you again. Like I said, leave your feedback in the chat. Or also, please, just because Restream, they require you to pay for a subscription to stream directly to your professional Facebooks, say like the Hamster Sandwich Facebook page, I'd have to pay to do that. So a lot of these come to the personal Facebook page. So please don't forget to go check out the Hamster Sandwich Facebook page. It's also in the overlay now. It's just at Hamster Sandwich when you search for it.
Give us a like.
Hey, give it a like and a follow. I'm trying to build up its follow and likes on this platform. I'm trying to get us up to our first 100. We get up to our first 100, I give out a $40 gift card. I will choose a winner out of the first 100 randomly. I will choose you as a winner, and it'll be a gift card of your choice. You tell me what kind, and I will send you all of the information and credentials for the gift card, and you'll be our first winner. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, all those wonderful, beautiful, simple things to help support the channels. Both myself, Hamster Sandwich, and Bandwidth Bandits Gaming. We greatly appreciate your help and your support. It's as simple as just viewing for a little bit, leaving a small comment saying, hey, what's up, or taking part in a discussion. It is all greatly appreciated. It all gets noticed, and it all helps our algorithm with the channel, and it helps give us the ability to make something out of the channel and give you better content
and give back to you guys with gift cards and different things like that. And we can even make the promotions even better once we get a nice community rolling here.
So yes, it's definitely a big help. I'm not going to sit here now first and just ask you to join like subscriptions and like where it comes to like, I think on Facebook you could like join something where like it's like Twitch where you subscribe to me and like you pay like a monthly fee. I'm not going to push that yet. You could be a VIP, or I don't know what I would name you, but you would definitely be like a founder or a CEO for the channels, because that's a real
Producer.
big step. If you were able to do that and support the channel, I'm not going to sit here though and just beg you guys to do it. Like I said, I appreciate your views and your interaction with the stream. That counts a lot, and it shows these platforms activity, and it gives us opportunities for different avenues to make something for the channel. Also, it makes it easier to make something out of the channel where we don't have to pester you and seem like we're asking for direct support. I've been doing a lot of research where there are a lot of things that, you know, you have to gain eligibility, but you can do these things and they will be free methods for your fans and your support to help you, and it also helps the channel build and gain a little bit of profit. So it means a lot. Like, if you wouldn't mind if you went and you watched on Twitch, now for us as affiliated, we get ad revenue. So I know people don't like ads, but it's just small things like that. I know I shouldn't drag out the ending, and this is long for that, but I just thought I'd mention it. It's been a while. Just mention it. So, you know, however you like to support, it's greatly appreciated. Like I said, it always is. We always appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Those of you that are late night people, we will have another stream coming up right now. You might take like a 20-minute break to just get collected for it, but we're gonna do some Star Wars stuff, because we are gonna watch a trailer. It's the new trailer for Star Wars, and we're going to give our reaction. So we might not play it through the stream, we just watch it, and I'll be a giddy little fanboy and rant about it while he tries to put in input.
We might be able to play it through the stream without sound.
Right. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. Either way, we'll test our things here and get back to the next one.
But yep.
Thanks again for tuning in again.
Leave your feedback in chat. Like I said, we dropped a lot of theories. I noticed you guys liked the Dragon Ball topic yesterday, so please feel free, drop some comments from what you hear and what you like and what you think. So thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Take care.
Bye-bye now.